Oh yeah, so as a bit of an interlude, me and Grace are going to try and put up the biggest tent I've ever seen. It's one of them air tents, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, enjoy the palaver. Speak to you in a bit. So it's the BERGHAUS Telstar 8 air tent. And I've got the ground sheet for it there and some extra pegs, because you never know when the wind's going to pick up here. So let's crack on. For those of you who've been to my channel before, I promise I'll get back to cooking outdoors, maybe even tomorrow. But I've got loads of chores that I need to do, and this is one of them. So I try to beat two birds with one stone. So I'm putting a tent up and trying to get a video, but hopefully back to the cooking soon. So the ground sheet's out, and that's around about 4.5 by 6 meters. It's going to be quite big. So yeah, watch us get this done. Let's go. It's a heavy tent, so make sure you take it to the footprint, and then when you get to the footprint, make sure you lay it out in the right direction so it just avoids you moving around after. And then all you need to do really is just to pin it out in all of the four corners. But if it's really, really windy, maybe think about a couple more pegs. Right then. Bit of a monster. Time to start pumping it up. It's where the exercise comes in. Grace wants to go at one. She can do them all if she wants, to be honest. Anyway, let's go. So we started pumping it up. It takes about 35 to 40 to fill each section up, but it does get harder towards the end, so it does take a little bit of muscle and effort. Ooh, it's quite hard going on this pump. But what I have noticed is inside the valve, there's two settings. There's pressed in, and then if you press it in, it'll pop out a bit. You need to have it in the out bit. There's only about 2 or 3 mil difference, but the first one we did had it in the in position. And when you undo the valve, well, the hose from the valve, when you undo that, just lets all the air out, and you've done everything for nothing. So make sure that when you get there, press it in so it's sticking out the most. So try it 2 or 3 times, just save your load of humping and pumping. Time to get it on with it. So back to the pumping. There's 5 big chambers on this one, and then there's a really small one that goes over one of the doors. But make sure that you don't have everything zipped up too tightly, because you don't want to rip any of the zips. And then it's just a quick case of just throwing a few of the guy ropes up just to keep it stable, but it's amazingly stable with just the air. So, here's my assistant. 32 minutes from taking it out of the bag to pouring it up without reading the instructions. So it'll be quicker next time, especially now we know about the faff on the valves. Anyway, it's time to go and put the inner up. So here she is, the BERGHAUS Telstar 8. So what you get is a big porch, which I've not looked at the instructions yet. However, there are 3 poles so that you can actually prop this out rather than rolling it up. So if we go inside, I've put all of the bedrooms up. So you've got a 2-person bedroom there, another 2-person bedroom there. Now remember, as you can see there, these are the nightfall ones. So they go as good as you can as being really dark. As basically, as I live in the north of Scotland in the summer, it doesn't really go dark, so these are going to come in really handy. Now this here is going to be the 4-person one, because the central partition I've just unzipped and I've folded up. So in the back of these you can see the big panel. Now that there drops down over the venting window to stop the light coming through. It's the middle of the day now, so it's as bright as it's going to get. So what I do like about these tents is at the bottom there's loads of little mesh pockets for putting all your bits and bobs in. So these are the rest of the inside. So you've got some on the inside of the door too, and on the outside of the doors you've also got more storage. It's got a full bathtub, so if it rains it's not going to be too bad. And one thing I do like is you've got central little hooks for lights everywhere. So you've got a little hook point and all of the tents to put lights. So here's the other bedroom. Yeah. And then in this area I'll have a carpet. So in this kind of a tent, I'll step back here so you've got enough room. You've got like a living area and then an additional living area. So for the 4 of us, this tent, I think, is going to be perfect. So there's plenty of windows and they've got vents in each of the corners to reduce the amount of condensation. All of the windows have got mesh on the inside as well, so it'll help to give you a little bit more shade, as you can see there. So the side entrance door, this is one of the ones where you can put these poles up, but I'll have a look at the instructions to do that in a minute. So being I'm only testing it out, I'm not actually guying it out, I'm going to put it away in a minute. But yeah, it's quite a large tent. And the little, over the door here, there's a tiny little cell that you pump once or twice, and that's fully up. So yeah, once this is guyed out, it'll be nice and tight, but it's more or less going to go straight back in the bag. So yeah, I'm really impressed. My little helper's having a bit of hot chocolate. Anyway, so if you're thinking of a big tent, I'd definitely give this BERGHAUS Telstar a big thumbs up from me. So here's a few more pictures of the inside so you can get a bit of a closer look. There's a picture of Grace here so you can see that you can easily fit 2 people per pod. And then this is the bigger pod with the partition removed. And I've shoved her outside so you can see you can stand up easily in there, and I'm 6 foot. Pegged it out properly because this is where it all went wrong. A big storm hit, so we had to run away bravely. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed that, and please come back and watch me get up to some really nice cooking in the Highlands of Scotland. So take care of yourselves and hopefully see you soon.